Here with another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And the most exciting news this week has been all week long. Sources asked me to increase people's God teams. So what does that mean? Well, we have an infinite number of spiritual beings of high light scores that can be helping us with our mission, with our health, all sorts of things. And, Jenny No, my friend, talks about the God team being expanded. And for certain people, it can be infinite numbers. And usually the higher the light score of the person, the more infinite numbers it can be. And your core team, the ones that work with you the most closely, can be pretty, in the millions or megazillions, as she says. But what's really interesting is this week, it seems like I keep getting the hint to increase people's God teams to infinite numbers. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and ask for it yourself and check in to see, is my God team of light beings of 99.9999% light score or higher, infinite numbers. You can also ask for specific beings to help you with particular things. For example, money management or abundance or prosperity or business or whatever it is. If that is what you're up to these days, you can ask for those beings specifically to be on your core team. So this, again, is the era of choice. You can go ahead and expand your God team and tell me how that works for you and what that feels like. So that's the most exciting news, I think, for this week. The other thing that's been interesting has been all the people that I've been testing over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of folks that have higher aspects of their soul merging with them. And this could be future self from another timeline, alternate universe. But generally speaking, there are pretty high light scores for those merging with us, and it's to help us with our soul mission. So it's like the future self is merging with your current self to help you with the soul's mission. Now, this is different from a walk-in, which is a completely different soul that's walking in, and your old soul is completely vacating. Okay, that's a walk-in. Where soul's merging is you keep the soul you have, but then the other elements merge with you. And what's been interesting is that there seems to be some Tagalong souls that have been merging along with the higher vibrational souls. I have no idea, what that's about, except that once the door seemed to be open for the souls to be merging, and that was really open like about 7 weeks ago. So a lot more people have had, higher aspects of themselves merging with them at this point. There seems to be some tag-alongs that sometimes happen with lower light scores. Sometimes it's a lower version of you that's tagged along with one of the other higher vibrational souls. Other times I've had a couple of times where it's not even that person's soul. So I know it can be really confusing, but the easiest thing to do is check in with the light scores. Ask, do I have any other souls merging with my current soul right now? And you can ask where they're from, what their light score is, how integrated and merged are they with you. And oftentimes, in order for the high light score ones to merge completely with you easily and ground into your soul blueprint and ground, and integrate into your physical, mental, emotional bodies, etc., is that you have to release yourself of all the baggage, emotional, mental, whatever baggage, curses, vows, entities, whatever, from all your lives in all directions of time. And we can do these clearings in several rounds fairly quickly. So you can ask for these things to be cleared, especially if you have an infinite number of God beings helping you, right? It's going to be very easy. So what we normally do is just remove all the natal soul baggage. And the natal soul is the one you were born with, or the current soul that you're in. If you're merging souls, you can release the baggage of that soul and then integrate the new soul. So my Light Warrior VIP people are going to get a lesson on this very specific way of assessing hybrids and walk-ins and healing the higher selves and things like that in a future lesson. But I'm just kind of summarizing for you what's been going on lately. So if you've felt like all of a sudden your boundaries have been like blown wide open, and you were having symptoms, or you used to have symptoms and it was better and then now it's worse again, don't assume it's always entities. Don't assume that it's bad. So many people are programmed now to look for entities where before they weren't, and then now they are. it's not always entities. Sometimes it's good things, you know, like your higher vibrational soul integrating with you. But when that happens, some of the old stuff has to come up to heal. So sometimes it uses up your energy while you're trying to release that. So we can help that with Topican healing do much, much faster. So if you do find that you have soul mergers going on, you can play Ascension 1 and 2 and make the intention for all the negative baggage to be released easily, and for that soul or souls to be integrated fully and grounded, and that your soul blueprint be completely 100% light. So that's the exciting news too about the soul mergers. And we also have some new morphic fields with healthy filters, so that any lower light score souls that are trying to merge with you, even if it's you from another lifetime, will be blocked from merging with you. So that is in Ascension 1 and 2 now. It's a new download or infusion into Ascension 1 and 2. It seems to be working so far. For whatever reason, we could not add that to the universal shield per se, because the universal shield basically shields against other low vibrational things, but if it's you, for some reason it doesn't catch that it's you. That makes sense. Anyway, so the universal shield does not necessarily prevent the lower vibrational souls of you from merging with you, so we had to put a new morphic field in for Ascension 1 and 2 for it to do that. The other interesting thing, and I have never heard of this, but if you have, please let me know. I'd love to read about it or link about it, is that in one particular person that was having, really massive headaches, we found that she had some interdimensional portals, which apparently we all have in our physiology. The place where these interdimensional portals are, which we can access other dimensions, is the potential space between the skin and the first auric layer. Now, I've been releasing, entities and weapons and stuff from this weird potential layer of whatever, between the skin and the first auric layer. I thought the first auric layer was, the first thing that you hit beyond the skin, but apparently there's something else in between. So recently I've been told with questioning sources that there are these interdimensional portals located in the potential space between your first auric field and your body, and these portals are, when normally aligned, are aligned in the area of the conception vessel and the governing vessel. So in basically the center of the body. And that and it's rare, but some starseeds do have some issues with this, and sometimes on purpose, so that we can find out and heal it for others. If the portals are not aligned in the center, it could cause problems on one or the other side of the body. If the portals are not evenly distributed in these middle line areas, if it's like all of it stuck on the top, for example, and it's not going below the diaphragm, that can cause some physical problems. There's also an energy field, which I can call the energetic fascia, that connects all of those portals and does and can affect your physical body function. That fascia needs to be, that energy flow needs to be equilibrated and evened out, and so it's nice and happy. So the other thing too is I don't know why, but it seems like it's 43 interdimensional portals. Why 43? I have no idea. I keep getting that number. It's 43. No one seems to have any more than that I've counted so far. And one of them is supposed to be open for most people, and that's the portal to the 5th dimension. However, in some people, they had so much light blasting in them because they're a starseed and they have former lives as a light being, that all their portals were completely open and none of the doors closed, so all 43. So they were accessing information from all these different dimensions, and basically their physical body was freaking out with stress, going, what the heck is this? So we've had to basically put a door on some of these portals so that only the one they're supposed to be accessing that their physical body can handle at this time, the 5th dimension, would be open. And so that seems to have helped a couple people. And the other thing too is, especially with the starseeds definitely are front and center right now. There's a lot of stuff going on with the ascension and new light coming in, so it can feel like an attack, but it's not, because the body's just under a stress reaction. Sometimes there's so much energy going into the pineal, the third eye area, that we need to ground, that it's overwhelming. I know yesterday I was like out for the count, with what I call a pineal gland headache. Now I know what it is. It's basically so much pressure, in my head, and then it causes like tension in my neck because there's so much light information going in, and my physical body just can't ground fast enough for me not to have symptoms. So if you're a starseed, it could very well be that there's more light coming in, and that's why you're symptomatic as opposed to darkness. Light scores are very, very helpful for this kinds of things. You can always ask what's the light score of whatever's going on, that simple. Also, too, we've had a couple of cases where people are listening to their guides, and their guides are telling them different things, or things that seem a little odd. At least from my point of view. So anytime if you're clairaudient, anytime you're getting advice, either in your mind or, if you're hearing it with your physical ears, you want to check the light score of that advice for you. Also, if you're trying to figure out a life path and you're completely confused, you've got good muscle testing, you can also check the light score of that path for you. So for example, I was, trying to check out, coaching as to like what kinds of coaching I should now be going on to. And so I checked the light scores of each coaching program I was considering. They're all very high. And then I checked the light score of whether I'm supposed to do that program, or that the light score of the path if I followed that. And I got a low, for one of them and high for two of them. So that was really interesting. So you can check the light score if you're having difficulty making decisions. And it's not that it's necessarily bad, it's just that, which one has the most light for you. Also check your guides. Some of the guides are pretending to be your guides, and they're not good enough for you. I'm sorry. You need to be pickier. Source says light score of 97 above. Don't listen to anybody under that. We check that over and over again. Okay, so here's your goal. All your guides, the ones, your angels, guardian angels, everyone around you needs to be at least 97 or higher. And so we do have some teachings and trainings and morphic fields in Ascension 1 to actually kind of graciously say thanks but no thanks to anybody that's a light score of 97. So they will be removed from your field if it is for your highest and greatest good when you listen to Ascension 1. So only the guides of 97 or higher will be for you. And if you're already in the high 90s in your light score and you maintain that, then your guides need to be even higher than you, right? And you know what? If you're in doubt, always check in with Source, because sometimes your guides will have different opinions, and just check in with Source what the highest light opinion is, which may be completely different. One of your guides may say, well, take this antibiotic, and that might be a light score of 77, and then Source says, no, you don't need that. You need something else, and that might be a light score of 95. Or 98 or 99, something like that. So it's very useful to be able to check the light scores of anything that you are considering, where you're, intuitively aren't quite sure, how to, what to trust and what not to trust. So it's sort of like training wheels for your intuition. And I think it's really, really useful for that. So let's see if I have anything else that I want to share with you today. Let's see. We got light score, souls merging, clairaudient messages. Yep. That was kind of the list for this week. As far as the interdimensional portals, we can command those to be equilibrated, and we can command those to be, aligned, so that those new morphic fields are now an Ascension 2 healing product. So you don't even have to know the verbiage to realign them. You can just set the intention to align them if you feel that's an issue for you. So there's a lot of light coming in. It's not that, healing entities is old hat. I still do this on almost a daily basis because there's extraterrestrial related entity issues going on in the universe, and I am currently still responsible for healing the universe and the multiverse of these things. So, oh, and by the way, I did want to mention one thing is when new souls merge with you, or you're a walk and you have a new walk-in soul, your soul mission may change. So if you've tested your soul's mission previously and then you're testing them now, it might change. So don't be surprised if that happens. Mine definitely changed, and actually my husband James's actually changed after he had a higher aspect of him actually merge with him. So no longer is he just here to be joyful. He has a job now. His job is protecting the universe. Okay. So don't be surprised if that happens. It's all fun and good. So enjoy the ascension. I know there are a lot of challenges going on. Would love your comments. And if you haven't joined my Light Warrior Bootcamp group, would love for you to do that. You can check out KarenCan.com/special-offer. And package B is definitely the one I would recommend. Package C is the one that has a session with me, but I am getting so booked up, I really have to limit some of my contact now with new folks, and so we're trying to put as much quality and energy and positive effects in the Ascension 1s and 2s, and the Light Warrior Bootcamp actually teaches you how to clear, your home, your electronics, people, your sleep realms in the best way. And it gives you a lot of the tools that I already use to clear people completely. And really, the whole entity thing, it's not that common not to say people don't have entities, but it's not that big a deal anymore. If you're doing Ascension 1 and 2 of my product and you're still feeling or sensing a lot of entities going on, you may need to check which universe it's in, because it is very possible you're feeling your doppelganger in the alternate universe, and it's not even in this universe that's going on. Or you may have to check your sleep realms and just clear those with Ascension 1. So just a hint, don't assume everything is bad. It's most likely light that's going on more and more. And so we need to change your perception. So your beliefs are changing minute to minute, day to day, week to week, based on, what's going on in the world. And that's the way it should be. All right. Bless you all and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.